Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Another episode of Sundazed Confused. Today's number 95, and unfortunately, I am by myself today. My wonderful wife got caught up in some previous engagement and couldn't make it back in time. So I don't know if she'll make it at all, but you're stuck with me. Let me get the link up here for everybody. And without my wife, it feels weird up here. I'm so used to having someone to back me up, and kind of like when I start messing with the controls, she goes and does shout outs and stuff, and I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of dead air time because uh you know but anyhow, there is the link if anybody plans on joining. Love to have you. We got a few things to go over today. One of them's that horrible looking tent in front of you. And yeah, I got a few things I'd like to talk about today. And was kind of maybe hoping to get his opinion on some of it, maybe. And maybe we'll do, I see Caribou Heart, Sky Overhead, Little Boom, Jack Lawrence, Sensi Seeker, True Leaves, Art Man, Small Tubes. What's up, Art Man?
Here we go.
How's it going?
It's going great. Fantastic.
Boy, that plant's looking great, brother. Holy shit. Let me shut my video off so they can see it on the big. There comes our buddy Seed Person. You're getting close now, Art Man, huh?
Yeah. The trichome said no. So I'll just
that,
wait a few days. I'll scope them every couple, 3 days. So
yep.
every day, actually, you know me. I can't wait.
Usually how we end up doing it, man. We'll watch it, take some shots, and then there'll come a day where I say to myself, any day, including today, we can take this down now. And sometimes you wait 3 days because it's to be the weekend, or your job will be finished or whatever, but I know what you mean. You're waiting for that day when it's ready. How many days you into flower right now?
Let's see. Saturday would have been 9 weeks from the light flip, not from pistols.
Okay.
I go from flip. I don't go for, because pistols can vary per plant, I think.
Yeah, I think breeders do that a lot just to have a perceived fast flowering time,
Yeah.
I see there's Weedner DWC. I see Seed Person's with us. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, bro? And Artman as well, bro. And sorry,
hey, buddy.
Crispy's not here. I'm not gonna be able to stay long, but I heard you say you were by yourself. I didn't want you to be alone, so I jumped on real quick.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
But
Yeah,
Artman saved the day before me, so
she always does the shout outs and shit when I get caught up. Or when I can't talk because I'm all smoked up.
Ears, man. You guys see me? You guys hear me?
What's up, Weed?
Hey, there he is.
We hear you, buddy.
Haha. Think it's working, man.
I see.
You guys see my virtual?
Oh shit, that's cool, dude.
Oh yeah, you got it now.
Yeah.
Looks like you're
hands in the air. Woohoo!
That's cool, man. That's you making them motions.
Yeah, man. Yeah, turning my head there. I got my screens in front of me, pretty much like you see them on the screen here.
Well, you're much more handsome than that guy, though.
What are you, a zombie or what?
But actually, it's not bad, man. I tried to make an avatar that looks like me, and it's pretty close. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, same color hair and everything, man.
I even got the baseball hat on and everything.
Yeah, you should pin him so that they can see.
Yeah, let me twist the camera around here.
Load up.
No, I was saying, Smart, you should pin Weed Nerd.
Oh yeah, here, hold on 1 second. My bad.
I tried to do it, but I didn't have privileges.
Hey, I could scan around the room there so you see where I'm at.
That's fucking cool, dude.
Ain't that cool or what?
Cool as shit.
I'm gonna put it right up to my face.
Could you hit a joint or a pipe in there?
Cool or what?
You smoke weed virtually?
I don't know. I can do the hand tracking, like it'll track my hand, so I don't have to use the lever. Then I could potentially do my horns.
Dude, that is wicked, man. What's some cool
really
technology?
Cool. Yeah, there we go.
AI.
Oops, I can't see my microphone. I'm hitting it.
Cheers, Hoss Farms, Jack Lawrence, and them guys. Pip Jam, Operation Annihilation.
Yeah, cheers, man. So sorry, I'm so caught up with the tech there.
Ooh, we having brunch, seed person. You wrote in the chat, huh?
Yeah, I can't stay long. I'm waiting on a text from some family that says we're on the way, so I'm gonna go make food. So
Right
I just
on,
wanted to
man.
jump in while I
Have a
could.
great day, man.
Say hi.
Sunday
If
brunch
I,
is always fun.
yeah, if I drop out abruptly, that's what's going on. So
Oh, that's cool. I guess while I got you here, I could. Art, man, you mind going second while I got seed person here? I could let. I
Oh,
wanted to-
absolutely. Go ahead. I don't care.
I
I'm in
hate.
chat. Good.
Let's do the. Yeah, there we go. Let me blow it up.
You came in. Right there.
That is cool, weed nerd. Badass,
That's
man.
good, baby.
You come up with the coolest shit.
Switch my shit. I got windows. I can see my stuff around me, like little portals, they call them.
Yeah.
So I can see my mouse. I can see my cat. I can see where I put my my coffee.
Hey, seed person, I've been wanting to do that, man. I always say I'm going to put them in clear cups so I can check for roots and shit, but I never do, man. That one's rooting, huh?
Oh
yeah,
yeah, you put the cup on
it's
the
good, man.
inside, eh?
They're
That's a good idea.
crawling. Yeah, they put the cup on the inside, man, and you can see your roots. They don't have to worry about getting extra
It's a very-
light thing. It's a perfect fit, too. Cheers, Iceni. We see you, buddy. We'll be there. Wanted to make
You're
sure
all right.
you're connected.
You can also see if you're watering correctly because you'll see it soak down the cup. So this is dry, pretty much dry. But it
I've
doesn't
always
need
thought
much
that was a
water.
great idea. That clear cup is a great idea.
It is. It's a window right in there, man.
Yep. And it's easy.
I've been looking for this sawtooth pattern. It was on the old growth on this plant, and now I haven't seen it come out of any of the new growth yet. I'm kind of disappointed because that's really cool, but maybe it's just on the like when it gets bigger.
Right.
We'll see.
Could have just been a one-time anomaly, unfortunately, huh?
No, because it's on this one. Maybe not. A little bit. A little bit. And that's new growth there. So we'll see what happens. I got 3 of them to watch. This is new growth here. That's got it. And then the smooth leaf came out of this one here,
The smooth leaf, yeah.
but nothing else is smooth
Might
in
also
here.
been a one-time jam, huh? There's a little bit of a rounded edge on some of them.
Camouflage, eh?
It'd be cool if it was. I think this plant was just a regular, like jagged, the normal leaf morphology, and then when it was this is a new growth out of the clone here, or out of the cutting after it rooted, and then this is even more newer, and it's like getting that. I don't know if it'll last. Yeah, that's about all I got. I got all these little babies here. I got 4 9-pound hammer regs and then 2 green crack female out of the same pack as this one here.
How is that green crack? Is it a mango-ish tasty?
Oh yeah, dude, it's very mangoey. It's like cool, like a mango smoothie kind of.
Fresh
I don't
though,
know how to
yeah.
explain it. Yeah, it's really nice. And so I didn't save a cutting of that one, and I'm down to my very last nug of it. So I have another one. This one is in the flower tent right now, but the lights are off. And then I got 2 more here that I'm going to look at. Eventually, I'm going to hit best of these 9-pound hammers to the green crack and make some seeds there just for fun and see what I can do with that.
9-pound hammer, is that like a cushy strain or?
Yeah, it's very sleepy strain. It's
Nice.
the one the one strain I've been able to like smoke and I have to go to sleep no matter what. Like,
Yeah,
you know, I could
chronic.
drink like a pot of coffee and smoke a joint at a 9 pound hammer and then just like I'm asleep. So I figured a nice like uplifting strain to a very sleepy strain might give a nice like daytime kind of thing. We'll see.
Midway there kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the attraction of opposites, you know. Mm.
Exactly.
So that's all I got, Art Man, or whoever's up next. What's up, Iceni?
Cheers.
Nice to see that stuff, man. I know you didn't have a lot of time, so it's nice to be able to catch in, at least get a glimpse at it, see how everything's going. Seemed like that one had more roots this time when you picked it up out of the soil than the last time. It's nice to see that progression and watch the tops of them get healthier as that goes. There's a correlation, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
I can see it anyhow.
Well, I'm gonna do it again with these 6 plants that I just popped, and probably the platinum float as well. So I'll have 7 more plants to take cuttings off of, and I'm gonna do it with the rapid start, not the stuff that the dude from the grow shop gave me.
How come?
The rapid start showed roots sooner, like a week sooner than the ones with the other stuff. It was just plain old peat plugs and then a little bit of rapid start and some tap water, and I soaked them in it, and then I had roots off of that, and then he gave me this like rooting enzyme thing that I'm sure is like their version of it, but it just didn't go as quick.
I was curious how that would work, and it was a great gesture and everything on their part. I believe they
Yeah, no, I mean it
you know,
was very kind. Yeah. I think my little home brew thing is a little better
right
for my
on.
setup anyways.
And you're the one there seeing the roots happening. That's cool. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to get into Art Man's tent here.
Are you ready?
Or I guess it's not a tent.
Yeah, my room.
Your room.
However, this light right here will be replaced by a bar light soon. So I've got a fold 8, and that will be wonderful. I think it'll fit better in here. I'll be able to drop down onto the plants.
Oh yeah.
And I'll have more of a even canopy. I won't use the bowl. You know, all mine now are up on the side, so I think I'll try canopy. As you can see, these are hefty and they're solid as hell too.
Hell yeah.
Very nice. They are very
I can filled up the whole space. You got a nice harvest coming there.
And this one I cut a foxtail off of it. Look at this cluster of buds at the top. It just formed like 6 different buds. It's almost like a fist, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a fist. It's a fist bud. I've done that before though, and I called them a fist bud too. They got real full.
Yeah,
somebody said that. Yeah, somebody. What's that?
The fist of flug. The flug fister.
Yeah, they're all getting really nice. Now the center did not fill. I mean, I got squares where there are no buds, and that's disappointing. Usually it's all filled up, but they are getting bigger. So I'm looking, not like the side ones, but it is looking nice. And you're right, it'd be a nice harvest. My press is screaming for them.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're in the chat saying squishy, squishy. I was thinking they sky overhead nailed it. That's what I can see there.
Absolutely. I did some on Rick's show the other night, Let's Be Buds, and it turned out really good. It was very strong, and that was a week early. So,
nice.
Or a week and a half. But back over here.
That makes it very hopeful, huh?
Look at them crazy things, man.
Yeah.
I told you they'd be 3-4 inches taller, and they are. They're nuts. They're just going fast. So as soon as the ones in flower are harvested, these 2 will go in there and replace them. That one is the Nakatomi Plaza crossed with pineapple chunk. So, got cheese on my mind. And these clones are doing good too. They always kick ass. But everything's looking good. And I also fired up my my CO2 this week because I can close my door and not have heat issues. So it will be sealed. Everything is nice and sealed up. For the next batch, we'll start with CO2.
pumping them up. You run your CO2 in veg and flower?
No, just in flower.
Okay.
Oh, the veg is so fast. I just wanted to add weight to the buds. That's all.
Agreed.
So
I didn't know running CO2 in veg was even a thing until recently.
Sure. It'll supercharge them, man.
But like you said, usually that's not where you need the help when you build an architecture. It's putting the buds on, but I guess if you got the means and shit, some people get their CO2 free. The one guy I was talking to, he's like, I get it for free. I think where he works or something. I'm thinking, shit, I'd be running it all the time too,
It costs me $40 a month,
That's
$10 a week. So it's well worth it. And they say, now I've heard this, 30% extra harvest. So, and I believe it.
That would make up for it, You're paying an extra $100 and some a grow. If you're doing what 3 months, you're flowering for about 2 months, you'd have maybe $80 in it, $100 tops. So if you're getting 30% more, the trade-off's pretty much worth it there,
I think it is.
Do you increase your lights? Is that what I
I will. As soon as I get this bar light, I'll be able to. Now I haven't been able to because it's quantum boards. Yep. You crank them up, the heat goes up considerably. I'm hoping that you're paying for that too. But then again, you turn up the heat or the lights, you're going to get extra return on the plant. So
yes, it's all about balance. At a certain point, I think the returns don't come back, but you're nowhere close to that, and it's pretty cool. I can't wait to watch the next grow with the CO2 because I don't remember last year's. Can't remember. Was you here last winter for CO2?
Yeah, I think. I was here. I've been over a year. Yeah.
I can't remember why I don't remember, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. I guess we got Rocinante, Supreme Great, Levels Grow in the chat there. Uncle Rick, Space Coyote. I had a few things I wanted to go over here. Maybe let you guys enlighten me a little bit of what's going on. I don't get on here very often and maybe bitch, I guess. I try not to or be like negative, but I gotta say these plants we have here, they're not doing good. And there's a whole bunch of other shit that's going down. And I wanted to break it down for my friends because I don't have a lot of real life friends that I talk to, especially about growing. So yesterday I was outside splitting wood, man, trying to get some small shit, and for kindling, I was splitting down a couple logs, and I don't know what the hell I did, man, but I fucked my thumb up severely. It's all swelled up. It's crazy. I don't know what I did. I think I just stoved it, but it's the same thumb that I had 2 years ago. I had tendon repair on and shit. It's got me all screwed up. Now I'm trying to take care of plants while I'm doing that. Also, before the holidays, because I get slow around the holidays. So my thought was, I'm guaranteed not to get calls during the holidays for work, plastering. I'll start doing some repairs in my own house and painting that I wanted to get into. So now I got half my house tore up. My hands swelled up like crazy. So the other part of that is yesterday I had my old man come over, but he helped me get my flue. I kept smelling creosote. I'm like, what the hell is that smell, man? So I took my chimney flue off. I was looking in there and I saw something. So I pulled out a bird's nest with an egg in it, man, out of my chimney. So there must be a breach in my cap or something. And I smelled creosote and I seen some in there. So now I don't want to use that. And I feel unsafe until I get someone here. This all happened over the course of a couple of days, man. Then my brother gets picked up on a warrant the other day that he's had for 3 years that he's known about. And it's just been like, I've been getting hammered, man, one after another. I actually uninsured at the moment until I get my insurance to kick in on December 1st. So my hand's all swelled up. I'm all fucked up. And cap it all off, man, all that crazy shit. My plants, again, I'm going to put them on the big screen. I don't know what the fuck's going on, fellas. And this shit had me up last night. It had me actually awake last night going over everything. We've been growing plants for a long time. And we've grown a lot of successful plants, as you guys have seen. But lately, I've been having nothing but fucking horrible trouble. You have to excuse my language. I get very I was upset last night thinking about all this shit. None of that shit, some of that shit is just my personal stuff. It has nothing to do with you guys. But when you add in these plants, it'll make it sound, you'll understand maybe. So I haven't changed anything. The cocoa that these plants are in was triple buffered. I double buffered it because I suspected bad cocoa being my problems as of lately. Then I triple buffered it again after it sat for a week, re-rinsed it and everything. Plants were doing okay. I put them in these pots and bam, 3 of them go to fucking shit, man. They should all be as big as that back right corner. I've changed nothing about my nutrients, changed nothing about my lights, my environment, my grow room, nothing. I'm running on a fucking recipe that I put into place 100 plants and it worked every time. And now I'm getting like 10 in a row. It's not. And it's got me shook to the point where I'm pissed off. And I'm thinking I got all this other shit going on in my life. And these motherfuckers don't want to just cooperate. So at this point, I think what I'm going to do is I'm ripping this whole fucking grow apart and getting rid of it. That's the last of that Mother Earth cocoa, which I suspect to be the problem. The EC is fine. pH is fine. I've checked every fucking thing that every person on this panel could possibly recommend me to check. And I'm still getting plants like that. One of them stinks, like it's got root rot. And I'm thinking it's got to be the fucking cocoa, man. And I can't figure it out. That's the only equation that is in the variables that's been different the last year at least. Up until then, we had a couple of cons we were using and we had some other shit, you know, but and then some plants like the one in the back right are doing good, man, you know. So my plan is now with all that other stress I told you guys about, we have another tent going that you guys will see Wednesday and have been seeing. It's doing good. It's going to harvest well. I'm tearing this whole fucking tent down, throwing that cocoa in my compost pile. I got brand new Coco Loco we told you guys about. And I'm going to start over on the New Year's Grow Challenge and see if this happens again. And the other plants will be finishing up about that time. And but this is a real kick in the balls, man. The biggest problem is I can't figure it out. I want to every person that I could think of, pretty much that I consider, you know, that's been growing in cocoa longer than me, that understands, or just to bring a different variable viewpoint. And we can't get down. I want to be wrong, you know. A lot of times people say, it's not my pH, it's not this. I didn't dismiss anything. I checked everything again and was like, you know, check it twice, double check it, triple check it, make sure that it's definitely not your pH, make sure it's not this. And I just can't figure it out. And that's what's killing me. The only thing I can't check is something wrong with my cocoa, maybe. But why are some plants able to pull through it and some ain't? It doesn't look, it doesn't have a high seed runoff.
Counterintuitive.
You know, but anyhow, that's my rant. Let me shut up.
I would say a lot of it is genetics. Strong plants will survive whatever you fucking do. Some plants are just tricky, finicky little plants. The winter's now come in, so the season will change. All these little things are going to have slight effects. You know, you'd be like, oh, just some plants just don't make the cut. You know, I didn't ask the question. Are they all the same? The genetics in there? Is it just certain plants that are struggling, or all of them looking the same?
It's all of them. We did 6 different strains or something in the last tent. I've seen, and all of them. We had one lava cake doing fantastic. It did the best one of the tent. The other one almost died on me, you know. And so I can respect that opinion, and that's why I said, like, I know a lot of people are off. They're like, maybe you're overwatering, maybe you're underfeeding. And I'm thinking, you know, a lot of shit. I know what it ain't. I just don't know.
Where you get in your water, you know. If you use
that's one thing I thought of. I was thinking maybe they changed my tap water or something lately. But it's,
or they've added something to the tap water, or you know, just all sorts of variables. But you know, when you rule out everything else, that's normally what I would go to. Is I'd switch to just feed them on bottled water for a little while and see if things improve and see if it is your water.
I thought about cocoa and water. I was thinking, because literally, it keeps me up at nights. I'll sit here and drive myself nuts. I'm thinking, you know, you've grown many, many good plants. How can you not figure this out? And it just starts to eat at me, man. No,
a little bit of extra chlorine in your water or something like that. What they add, you know, can do stuff that make your plants not too happy.
And it's and then you get these other people, they'll say when you bring this up to them, they'll say you should just use soil. And I think that's one of the weakest answers that someone can tell you, or advice or whatever. That's not an answer, man. Or switching, I got to find out what it is. I'm not going to run from it. I just got to figure it out. And I guess once I switch this cocoa, maybe try some bottled water, we'll see what's up. One of those might fix them up. But I just figured it's just been on my mind, man. I got a lot of shit going down. I wasn't even going to have a show today without my wife. And I was thinking, you know what? I kind of need a show, man. And with everything going on, my hands all fucked up. You should have seen me trying to set up that camera. I was getting pissed off and trying to roll this blunt. It's all lopsided and shit. And I'm thinking, but it's nice to be here with you guys and to get some of that off my chest. So I appreciate you listening to me rant. Even though
Not a problem.
We appreciate you having the show for us to come and listen to you.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
I was gonna make a quick comment. Something else that seems like maybe it's changed recently is the way you're heating your house, right?
Yeah, that's
you were used to air coming out of vents, or
no?
what did you have before that?
That's a great point, man. The vents that go to that room are plugged up and the duct dampers are shut over there. But
were they 6 months ago?
Yes, they've been like that since I moved in. But
okay.
I also haven't noticed any spikes in. I'm still running a dehumidifier and we're almost into December because it's been, a wood burner dries out your house real good. So I thought I'd be able to shut that off. That's not the case with the door shut. It's its own little ecology in there, or whatever ecosystem. And it's that's a great point that you bring up.
Now, what about water temperature? Because I have to add a kettle full of boiling water. If I was now to take tap water, I'd have to add a kettle full of boiling water to bring that up to 18 degrees. If not, that's going to be around about 4 degrees, my tap water.
Yeah, it usually registers above 66. That's one thing I've been checking. When I mix my water right before I put it on, because I mix from a stock solution into fresh water, stir it up, put it on. I've been doing it like that for years, And I always glance. I have the Apera. It does the both simultaneously. I'm always glancing down. Matter of fact, yesterday my water was reading 66.6. I'm thinking, ooh, the devil's number is staring me right in the face. I was having a worse day too, And so that's a good point too.
For years. I tried flashing it and everything. I'm like, I don't like that number, so I'm just going to run some more. And it just maintained 66.6.
Yeah, man. It come up yesterday. You know what I like, Iceni? My wife and I be mixing nutrients, and say we're shooting for a 0.6 and it'll be a 1. I'll come in with a full 5-gallon bucket and dump off X amount, and I'll say that should get us close, and bam, it'll be right on. And I start parading around the room like I'm the badass. I'm like, I've been doing this for a long time, lady. Let me break something out. I get real cocky for a minute. She allows me. Your plants are looking good, man. Nice to see your bounce back.
Yeah, you just got to persevere and keep on trucking. That's what I always say is,
Oh, what the hell happened to Art Man?
It like I say, is it could be better. My plants don't look as nice as what I would like them, because I can see the effects if I look close of the harsh IPM that they took. If I can now show you the effects of some of my IPMing, you see that where they've thinned out, lost a bit of the leaf margins.
Yeah.
That's from neem and sulfur too close together. That's what that'll do. But they bounced back because that was probably, this was new growth when I probably done the spray, and it always hits the new growth quite hard, when you do something like that.
Damn.
Something's
happening, man. People are falling off. I didn't even click no button that time, dude. Weedner just dropped off.
No, I dropped off because my sister was texting me and I hit the wrong button.
Oh, I was hitting buttons while you fell off. I'm thinking, holy shit, I just want to click.
It wasn't you, it was me. That was on me, buddy.
All right, that's cool. Hopefully, I was gonna say I didn't do nothing to art, man. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Iceni.
You're right. This is the Kong's Crush. This is probably the nicest flower in the room at the minute. Well, it's the biggest girl. It's got a nice stem rub. It's got the Z terps. That's what I'm just going to call them, Z terps. There's something about these last greenhouse strains that have all got these what I'm calling Z terps. But there's something in these that I'm finding really appealing.
Hey, I want to mention something real quick, Iceni, because we were talking about it before we get too far. I apologize, but you can weigh in on this. The Sensi Seeker in the chat says, does water temperature make much of a difference? Mine is cold as hell, probably 64 or less all the time. And I think that's a good question, you know. I can give
One
you
of the
my
things
opinion
about
on that. What's that?
Yeah, the microbes. You know, it's all about when you're looking at the temperature. It's about the microbes. If it's too cold, the plants will shock. Under 17 degrees, you let your root zone go under 17 degrees. You're stressing your plant. It's gonna start yellow out because it's too cold.
Yep.
That's facts. You know, night times it doesn't really, you know, but 17 degrees is what I would say is the temperature limit.
Yeah, I was going to say, C person's answering it there in the chat. The oxygen is different at different temps, and plus it can shock. Like you're saying, you know, roots are.
And if you got one of them smelling bad too, that's another clue. So I don't know.
Yeah, one that Ghost Train Haze, which I was real freaking excited for, man, because it's some wonderful shit. Yeah, you know, but yeah, cold root stones will stunt your plants. That's why we tell people oftentimes not to put them on concrete floors unless it's summer and it helps you, you know, to keep them from overheating. So there is a range. I think the perfect water is 68 degrees. Yeah, that's right, C person. 68 degrees is perfect, man. And that's what we always shoot for. I believe that gives you the perfect balance of dissolved oxygen, not too cold to stunt your plants, not too warm to encourage bad growth. And it's just like it hits all the check marks. So obviously that's a target. I was mentioning earlier, sometimes mine is 65, 66, you know.
I like 21 for room temperature. You know, that's easy for me to maintain. My microbe, the bugs and everything, they're all happy around about 21 degrees. The worms love it.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's trying to leave. And you know, I'm comfortable in a 21 degrees room as well. So that's another
69.8 degrees Fahrenheit for the Americans.
Mine is 69, so there you go.
69.
Yep, that's what it's set on.
This is that
as I was saying, I mix my shit from a stock solution. So I'm sorry that I'll put like maybe a half gallon of room temperature old solution to like a gallon or two of depending on how my concentrations mix, a gallon or two of fresh out of the water tap. And when I mix them two together in my mind, and it seems to work good, is it helps bring back oxygenation to the fertigation solution. It helps equal out the temperature if it's coming out of your tap cold, you know, it'll bring it down a little bit. So I usually fall in a good range, man. And it's within like 4 or 5 degrees usually. I usually don't get much hotter than 70 or 71. And if we do, I'll notice a lot of pH swings from bad bacteria growth and from just the temperature swings alone. But that was a great question. And I think sometimes,
you know, damping off that's a low temperature issue.
Yep.
Too cold. You only generally get dampening off when you're starting your seeds and they're too cold.
Yep. Put window seal and shit, man, you know, get cold at night. Or we used to have that T5. I lost a couple like that. I had them on the floor. The T5s were close, but it must not have been enough, man. You got dual lighting up there. Check you out, dude. Living high on the hog.
Yeah, that's going to help me to now maintain something more of a perpetual. I can now bring plants in that are younger and start them in half the room and sort of they progress down under the taller one. So I can bring one light down closer.
It looks
so they
good.
don't stretch and
Yeah.
Looks nice. I like
Yeah.
that. Your ceiling is nice and tall.
Yep. That
yeah, I've got,
Beautiful.
oh,
versatility, man.
I'm jealous.
got a bit of room there. The plants are, you know, they're coming up to my chest now, with a chest high. But you got to remember, I do have 14 inches there of pot, so. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better than I was when I had all the thrips. You know that there's no bugs in here at the moment. I've got plenty of good bugs in the soil. I'm gonna give a little blow on it. Someone will come up. I don't know if you can pick them up on this.
We finally got freezing outside here, and I'm hoping they're all dying.
Yeah, I've got.
I'm not bitter.
Even though I've done quite a bit harsh PM above my soil line, everything that was in my soil has pretty much survived all the predator mites and that. I can see them all in there still rocking away because they all went and hid under the avocados and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a good move. That was loaded.
See, and what I do when I bring a new plant from out of my tent or whatever, or I'll just grab one of these and I'll just transfer it across. You know, and I'll start populating the next one. And I've got all this grass coming up out, or I would imagine that's the seed out of the barley that I put, the barley straw had a load of seed in it, and all my pots are now growing. I'm having to come in here and trim every day with my scissors, as you can see. But apart from that, yeah, I'm quite pleased with my recovery from the OPM and everything else. And it put me 2 weeks back. That was the only downside of it. I was hoping to have this all sort of ready for Christmas, but I don't think it's gonna be that way now. It's gonna be more of a closer to New Year's or in the new year.
Right on, man. Let's setting some buds.
Yeah, I'll have a gander at my bed if you want.
I got me some bubble bags for Black Friday, man. All mesh.
Hell yeah. Rowdy would congratulate you.
I need to get it. I needed to get some we need to get some washing done, man. I got a whole tote full of shit needs washed, you know. It's all mixed together.
So
I got so much in the freezer. It's bad.
This is all my next stuff that's coming along. It's all coming
Oh
along.
yeah.
Looks a bit of a funny colour. I don't know whether it's what I actually do know what it is. I hit them quite hard with sulfur, and it's sort of yellowed them out a bit. But they'll grow out of that within a week or whatever. They'll be back to nice lush green. But yeah, they're coming on nice and strong. They're all nice and clean in here as well. You know, just got to do a bit of work potting these. Hand-eye coordination on these back to front cameras. No good. That's a strawberry. I'll quickly run through strawberry, platinum asset.
Ah,
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, the platinum from Bingus.
Aliens, Stilago the bat from Fumi, King's Tart. There's another Another little platinum asset at the back there. Look, hopefully this one, because this one struggled. That came up about a week after everything else. So, but it's got a nice form on it. If you can see that, it's quite nice, symmetrically. It looks uniformed, really. I don't know. It just stands like it's a pretty little plant. I got another. This is a platinum asset there. This one, back to front. That's a. I went to bend this one over because I was reaching up as an aliens, and yeah, the top totally snapped off. So I just stabbed it into the soil down there a few days ago. It seems to be maintaining all right. So
That's what you call an aggressive topping, huh?
I'm gonna try and do a what do we call it, a manifold maybe on it.
Okay.
Or some sort of thing. I'm gonna bend this one down towards the soil level at some point and try and aim them up. Yeah. Also, there's another strawberry. Another strawberry. So I've got a few of those strawberries, platinum assets. I'm hoping though, what I'm hoping to find is a nice male at the platinum assets, because I'm gonna get breeding with that. Make some more seeds. And possibly everything. I'm gonna probably every strain, should I say, I'm gonna select a branch or two and just pollinate them up. I've got some Exodus cheese pollen that someone gifted me a while back as well, which I found in my cupboard the other day, which I thought I'd lost. So I might just put that through my sifter and maybe even try some. Yeah, well, that's feminized as well. So
Okay. You thought you lost it, man. Isn't it nice when you come across something like that?
yeah, I can't remember what I was looking. I was looking for something else, and I'm like, oh, bonus.
Score.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're asking in the chat. General Booth wants to know what's in your packets.
Oh, they were Andersoni's. They're cold weather tolerant. A bit of a generalist predator. Swirsky and Priscillus. They're pretty much they're not releasing anymore. That's why they're all pretty much stacked up there. I'll probably come and grab them and throw them in my worm bin. Anything that's left in them will populate or hatch in there. If not, serve as some food to whatever in my worm bin.
Our buddy Art
Yeah.
here set himself up a tent to do some work in, huh, Art?
Yep, that I did. Started rummaging around my stuff. It turned out I had everything I needed. I have so much junk, or not junk, but equipment around here.
So that's going to be your breeding tent, right?
Yep.
Your first.
Excuse me.
What's your first plants going? What's your first project? I think you told us.
Well, it's going to be Flow OG. That's one of these clones right here. I'll move into there. But then I have some 9-pound hammer pollen from Seed Person. And then I have some Santa Marta Gold pollen from Scrubs. So I think I'll try a little of each.
Ah, there you go. On separate branches.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I do have a pollen bag. I bought a pollen bag, but I don't know if I can use them with cannabis or not, because cannabis tends to mold, if it doesn't have good circulation. And these little bags kind of block it up,
I thought you were only supposed to leave the bag on for like 8 hours or 24 hours or something. Then you take it off.
I'll have to Google it. Yeah. I'll have to Google the instructions. That makes sense.
Because I thought
you missed it. Then you missed her down. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought
that makes more sense. Yeah.
I don't think it takes long, man. And they're
no
pollinated, but that's exactly where my mind went to. I actually saw a picture one time a while back of these people. I think it was Fluence LED posted a picture and of their lights, and people were putting bags on single colas in the picture. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And that's what they told me, man, that they're doing it. And I thought the same thing. Like, well, all that transpiration's going into that bag, and if the bag's breathable, your pollen's not safe. And I
Yeah.
was told, I forget how long it was, but I guess you're safe. You take it off the same day or next day or something. But that'd be cool to have those seeds in the same plant.
Should be cool. The American one actually referred me to the place that had the bag, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and I know when we had seeds in ours, dude, they were falling out, man. When we was moving the plants, they were literally just fall. You could hear tink, 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 tink all over the floor with the plastic.
That was not a good sign at the time.
No,
You were not breeding. Right.
when you're not breeding, exactly. And I'm thinking to
What the
myself,
hell?
you might end up with a few mixed that you won't know, but you'll be able to get a lot of seeds that are guaranteed to be this or the other. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, if I use the bags, I should be able to do it.
Yeah, and then all the ones that are question marks stay home with you because you'll be happy to grow either or, right?
There you go. Yeah. I got a couple people who want to try them, so should be interesting. It's all in fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see we grew out some of them seeds I told you. We called the one the Macmosa. It's pretty good. It's just as good as the mimosa that we should have gotten, and that's what it really leaned towards. We had the Max strain and we had the mimosa, and if you smoked them separately and then smoked this, which came off of the mimosa plant, it tastes a lot like the mimosa. So I don't know if the Mac really imparted much or took much away. I guess that's a luck of the draw kind of deal, you know?
It is with seeds.
Yeah,
that is.
Mother Nature's a mad scientist, man.
Yep. You could drop something in there from 10 generations back.
What's this we got on the screen? A little bit of we got a product. You're muted, I seen you. If you just say I'm wondering what that must be one of them bags, huh?
Yeah, these are the ones that I have. They're from a company called PDS, and they do them in various sizes. And I've actually looked on their website and everything else. I mean, they sent me enough to be going on with. But yeah, these
Damn, that's made for a hell of a branch too, isn't it? It's got a viewing port.
Yeah, these are made of a special material so they can breathe. So you can leave these on theoretically, which I did. I left them on. I put the pollen in there and just wait till the plant was done because I didn't want to risk taking it off whilst.
That does seem risky, don't it?
Hey, does that have a little window in it?
Flower, yeah.
Does it have a little plastic isonite? Does that have a little plastic window in it? You can see through it, or okay, then that's the same kind I got. Excellent. That's cool. So you don't have to worry about mold.
No. Yeah, there's no humidity builds up inside these. They're fully breathable, moisture resistant, blah blah blah.
Now I'm curious how long they have to be on, because I know they said they were taking them back off in that place, and I'm wondering how long. Hey, you know what? Scrubs and Shrubs is in the chat there saying spray the plant with water where you don't want pollinated. Use a small paint to hit the flower. Do you want seeds?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm
going to talk to him before I do it to get all the tips. That's great. Thank you.
Like I said, I just left mine on there till the plant was ready to be harvested because I wanted to make sure the seeds were proper mature and fully done, and I had as many seeds in as possible. There's nothing worse than getting under mature seeds in there. So I actually left it on there till the plant was pretty much extra done, way past what I would have harvested it, just to make sure that the seeds were actually fully formed and almost popping out. And I just chopped that whole branch off and walked away with it, so I didn't disturb it around anything. And when I got away from it, is when I took the bag off.
Probably had seeds all through it, huh?
Yeah, that was all my Amy wine teasers came out of one of these bags.
Ah, cool.
All right, that's cool. You were going to send me those. What's the Amy? Now, give me the lineage and Amy wine cheese.
Well, obviously, Amy Ace is the father. That was a really big. What what you were looking at, that tall plant with a big giant fan leaves, like Jurassic style fan leaves. Yeah, the father had them on it, and it was weighing, I was hoping it was going to be a female, but it turned out to be a male. So I thought I'd just take the pollen from that, just have a little play. But yeah, I picked watermelon Skittles crossed wedding cake from Rose Choice, Netherlands. Yeah. So that's the lineage on it. And I also, because I was a little bit haplasical with when I went and applied the pollen in my room, I forgot to switch my fan off. So I pollinated a few other plants at the same time. So I got a few other ones like Persian pie that were costaneaceae, and I got a whole tray full of seeds, which I've been collecting for quite a while now, that just come out of some random stuff that I've been growing. But I couldn't tell you what they are because I just got to the point where I'm just throwing them on a tray now. But yeah.
Fantastic. That's cool. I can't wait. I can't wait to try it. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, I'll actually send you what I was going to send to Fluff, and I'll send enough Fluff that you can send him some of the Amy wine cheese as well.
Yeah, I got some stuff I was going to send him anyway, so it works out real good.
Yeah, because it's one that I posted sent for me, because I went international ship, and that does stack up a bit, and if you can do it in one, it's a bonus, isn't it?
That's why I offered, buddy. That's why I offered. I know it adds up.
There's a good point. The Spartan Groans in the chat said that you could use Cheers Spartan. It says you could, old school method was take a brown paper lunch bag, toss in your pollen, then take that bag and put it over a bud and seal it down with a rubber band, shake the bag, then remove the bag in a day or two. The brown paper bag does a good job of absorbing the little bit of moisture. That makes sense. Like if you're on a budget or something and you kind of want to get started, or you're just old school. What's this? What are we growing now?
That's a bacteria. I'm now going to make some yogurt.
Oh, you're cultivating yogurt now, huh?
Yeah, I'm cultivating all these weird indigenous sort of keystone corner strains that we've all lost, and yeah, this is the sort of thing I'm getting into at the moment. Fermenting, doing things, putting all these natural microbes and good bugs back into us. I'm also using it in the garden as well, because there's in the process,
huh?
Yeah,
probiotics they call them or something.
Yeah, but there's lots of different ones, and and when you get into it, they all require different temperatures and everything else. But I think the ferment, every half an hour they're doubling. So you start off with sort of 200 million, and you ferment it for 36 hours. These or you can take one of your probiotic tablets and expand that out. And this is essentially what I'm doing. Is I'm just expanding microbes out by fermentation process. And with the yogurts, I strain them at the end, and I get the lactose serum at the end. So it's called whey or whatever, it's called different things. But I use that in my water as well. It's quite acidic, so you can use it as a little bit of a pH down. It's got everything you need. So yeah, it's something I'm excited and interested about doing, fermentations. And G-Bay was talking about adding CO2 to his room, and I was with these kombucha, or not kombucha, kefir bottles. Now, if you want to add CO2 to your room, you can just do something like this. You do your own.
Yeah, home brewing.
Yeah. You do something like that, and you've got an endless supply of CO2 that pretty much comes for free, just at the cost of some sugar.
Right on.
And
you get a nice byproduct from it.
Yeah, well, you can drink it as well, and feed it to your plants and use it in your compost and everything else, No,
that's cool to see that, man. I know when you hit 50 there on your birthday, you were mentioning about what was before that. You were gearing up to be more health conscious and, things like that. And you've really seemed to be following through with that, which is inspirational because a lot of times I say I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And it's
I'm
always easy.
interested in.
It's
I'm
always easy
interested
to put shit off, isn't it?
I've always been interested in microbes, genetics, and things like that because of my genetic condition. So I looked a lot and hard into it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, these microbes and the bugs, they're what rule in the world. They're what controlling us. And there's all these pathways in plants as well as within us that we can just activate using certain microbes and natural products, which are plant based or whatever. Which is what I like to try and experiment with within health. Is if it's natural, I'm going to give it a go.
Yep.
Rather than going to a GP or a doctor and getting some dodgy prescription or whatever and getting side effects and everything else. Try and let nature probably got the answer. You just got to find it.
That's the key, man. Trying to find what it is. It's like my wife had that low iron for a while there, and she was able to fix it with her diet, man. Instead of taking a bunch of pills, she did some research. I was proud of her. She did the research, found out what like oatmeal and different things are high in iron and really good for you, things that she actually liked. And now they've regimented into her diet, and it seems to make her feel much better. And it's better than taking an iron pill supplement every day. Who wouldn't rather eat a bowl of oatmeal? And I think that's a small example and fairly insignificant when you can scale that up to, more things that you can cover with nature. If you know what exactly, that's the ticket is finding out. It's kind of like with strains, man. You have to find out what strains help your ailments if you're looking for a medicinal effect, And we often said that it'd be nice to have a database of strains where people could say, I have like multiple sclerosis and this helped me with this. And if you get like 50, 100 other people saying the exact same thing, then that might be something that someone with that affliction could run and try first and maybe save them some time walking through 100 strains,
Anecdotal evidence is very big because we are all different. We're all lacking and requiring in different things. So,
right.
What's going to fix you isn't necessarily going to fix me.
Right.
But what I found is brilliant since I found out about my condition and what it is exactly is we've got the tools and everything now that we can do the research, and there's a lot of people out there. There's evidence. We can find evidence that's beneficial to us that's been proven and tested decades ago. It's just we've got to go and actively find that evidence and wait instead of waiting for someone to come and tell us you need to be doing this, because it is pretty much all been said and done.
Yep.
We've just got to find that information. That's how I love it. I love getting into it. It's almost like addictive. You go down the rabbit hole in certain subjects, and
sure.
You get stuck there for a little while.
Sure, man. What shit grabs your interest? What's really cool is if you change something in your diet or your life, and then you realize that it actually is helping. It's not just in my mind. I physically feel better, or I physically see a difference and shit. And then that can be a motivator for other rabbit holes. Like, for example, you could say like, I changed my diet, my iron's better. What else can I do? And then you start digging a little deeper and you realize if I mix this with this and do some walking, that's good for my heart. And I think it's a great motivator. And I think a lot of people, here's another example of that. I never grew any of my own food until I started growing cannabis first. And then I started obviously hanging around with the likes of this great crowd. And I see all these other people growing their own food, outside. And I'm constantly seeing it. I'm thinking, I want to get in on that, man. I want to grow my own food too. And just jumped right in and good advice. And tell you what, it's been so rewarding. It's as rewarding as growing cannabis, in my opinion, because you're feeding your family, you're feeding yourself. You realize that, it's one of those things you see it from beginning to end. It comes with pride and it does taste better. That's one of those things too. It's not just in your head. I think it's just because it's fresh picked and the way it's grown and things, no transport, all that bullshit. But Yeah, I like how things, I guess the back to the original point is when it comes to growing or eating healthy or other things, when you actually see results with something that you're doing, it sure makes you want to go to the next level. Oh yeah, grow your own. Oh, that's so freaking cool. Let me see that. That is a wonderful gift or
Yeah.
a wonderful cool thing to have. Your heirloom varieties. Now what do you
I
do?
thought
You
it was,
just get
I
you get
thought it was excellent. I do.
Did you
You
open
know,
it up and rob every seed on the first day, I see
I haven't opened it up yet. I've been told I'm not allowed to.
Okay. So I'm not,
That's great.
what's Advent? I know it has
Actually,
something to do with religion.
like an advent calendar, counting down to Christmas. So every day of December, I've now got I'll open up a day. They'll have a box in there with days on it
Huh.
for every day.
The
My wife,
45
my
days of
wife,
Christmas.
Art Ma'am made 3 of those this year, and they're
Nice.
all in the shape of a Christmas tree with 31 little boxes going all the
Yeah.
way to the top. Each
Oh,
one you open each day.
that's cool. We had those when
That's
I
for
was a
the
kid.
kids. I'd
Yeah.
love to have one with seeds and all kinds of stuff like that.
We had a calendar that hung on the door, but it was made out of all cloth, man. And every day you would move it was like a little mouse or something with a Santa hat. You would move it from day to day until you got right up till Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, or and it was always cool because it was a big deal to go to that calendar and move to the next day. It's one day closer to Christmas to get your gifts, and the family's coming over. You're gonna see your cousins and play, all that good stuff. Mom's making pies and shit. Ah, that's pretty cool. Cheers to the chat. I see XYZ, Galaxy, Old School, Spartan still there. Jack Lawrence. Make sure you go check out Spartan Show. He had a show the other day, and I didn't even know he was doing shows. Spartan. I must have missed that, but it was pretty
Hey,
cool.
what?
He
I
was
missed
doing,
that. I did.
yeah, he was doing the
Damn.
show. I got a notification. It said Spartan Growing Live, and I'm thinking, what the hell? So I went over, and sure enough, there were some people there, 4 people. I couldn't stay long. And but yeah, me and my wife both jumped in and was able to say hi and give a thumbs up. And I figured that would be cool to start seeing some more information come out from the likes of people like Spartan and some other folks, Hopefully they get their channels. Hopefully that's not a one-time deal. Zorro's in there. Chiba Man's probably at work, man. He works
On a
hard.
break. On a
Yeah,
break.
he gets a break. He stops in. Nice to see you, Chiba Man. Hopefully someday we'll be able to catch up with him on one of these holiday weekends or something. See how everything's gone. I still remember his last grow with the lights he put together and his DWC, and then he had his hempy buckets. And yeah, it's nice. I haven't seen Chiba Man stuff in a while. And that's how it goes, right? It's cyclical with some people because of their work or just life in general. You might not see them for a while. They come back, and you know how that goes.
Schedule change. All kinds of shit at work.
Yeah, like that happened with VPD, Chiba Man. I think even like Scrubs and Shrubs sometimes have to work on the weekends or do certain things. But you know, them guys, I don't know about all of them, but they have like important jobs, like fixing electrical and doing different shit. When towers, I know Scrubs is on them towers. I'm sure if something goes down, they need you. You know how that goes. So, but yeah, it's cool to see they at least stop in and say hi. Oh, yeah, he was multi-streaming. It was a show called Variables. Yeah, I saw Variables. We just stream with them. Oh, I see. I was wondering how that worked. I've seen that before. We did it by accident. We had 2 feeds, one on our show or some. I forget how it went down now. But then that being two was somebody else's show, and I was in the wrong feed with like 12 people. I think it was Uncle Rick, and maybe that's what it was. And there was another show going on, and I don't know. I can't remember, but yeah, that's cool, Chiba. There's Bonsai. Chiba said he's dropping 12 strains. That's cool.
Holy shit. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I wonder if they're feminized. Did he say? Oops, almost blocked him. Sorry. Busy prep 12.
6 beans each. 12 strains, 6 beans each. That's way more than I thought it was. Very nice.
That's yeah, I mean that's 72 beans, isn't it?
That's a love for plants.
Yeah.
I'd say
They
they're
must be
regs.
regs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're regs.
He's probably got a bunch of 12 packs and he's doing half maybe. Or they're 6 packs, he's repping them all. That's pretty cool. Yeah, multi-stream, man. We'll have to try that sometime. I want to switch to StreamYard. I think it's easier. I don't know how much more expensive it is, but I think it's easier. Actually, it'll be 3 Sundays from now will be our 2-year anniversary. We started the show the week before Christmas, but we didn't really know what we was doing, And
Sounds like a party.
yeah, we was just hanging out. We started the show and then we didn't know what we was doing. One of my friends got on and had us like his face, his phone number, and everything was on the screen. So we had to scrap the episode, man. So that when you go back in the archives, it starts at episode 2, and that was posted December 26th, which is the day after Christmas. That would have been show number 2. And so there is no episode number 1. It's been lost to the ages. And there was like a 15-minute delay in the beginning anyhow, or I think we were talking and didn't know it was live or something. But it's been a cool 2 years, man, coming up. And then we started the Wednesday show, I think a couple weeks later that winter as well. I'll have to check. I don't think it might have been, maybe it was couple months, but yeah, it's been a cool 2 years. Met a lot of cool people, seen them come, watched them go, and all in all, it's been a pretty solid group, man. You always get one jerk here and there, but usually it's like-minded individuals, and it's been quite rewarding. But StreamYard seems to be getting the more shows I watch over them 2 years. It seems to be people who run StreamYard shows have better. They have, how I say, it seems easier to run, more user friendly, and they have more features. I think the only one downfall is that you can only have 10 folks on your screen at one time. Except on here, you can have 100. But how can you manage more than 10 people, really?
Exactly. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
I've seen a little trouble with StreamYard too.
What's that?
It's not perfect. I've seen some trouble with StreamYard too.
Yeah, like I had the same problem you did. I logged into Chad Westport's show as a guest, and I accidentally made a mistake and logged out before the show got started. And when I went to log back in using the same link, it would not do it. I had to like go and leave and try to log in through like a Google account or not. I don't want to say Google, just a different like method of getting in somehow. And me and my wife were sitting there for 20 minutes. They started the show without us and everything. There was other guests there too. But finally, after about 20 minutes, I went and tried something else. I'm like, we'll try to access it this way. And it worked for some reason. And we just got lucky and was able to get in. But
isn't that frustrating as hell? You're cussing, you're trying to get in there. You son of a,
it wouldn't let me. It kept saying I was in the back room, but it wouldn't let me in. It kept saying you're in the back room, no one can see you or something like that. But it wasn't like I wasn't, Chad Westport wasn't getting a notification that I was there. It was like only half letting me in. And then it would tell me to turn on my microphone and my speaker or my video, which were both on. And I'm like, they're already on, So when I went to the new way, boom, 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 I got right in. But I think that might have been more my problem than it was StreamYard.
User error, huh?
I think.
Yeah.
Our buddy Shrubs is connected up. How you doing, man?
Good, brother. How are you?
Good. I'm LIVIN, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good, Art man. How are you?
I'm feeling a lot better than as soon as after you sent me those pictures.
Oh,
I'm feeling real good. So good.
Yeah, we
Bonsai
came over. I got to clean up some deer meat, and I'm getting ready to have to chop all this down.
Just so you know, you don't have a camera on.
Yeah, I'm getting phone call at the same time. Technical
No, you're good.
difficulty.
Sometimes people say I'm doing this, and I'm thinking, I think they think their camera's on, and other times I'm wrong. So, oh man, let me get you on the big times. That looks real nice.
Yeah, they're getting ready to come down and probably tomorrow. I started that silver pearl's a real early finisher, so I cut all the big stuff off and I got it going in here.
Wait.
The canotrol.
Okay, I got Jack's Velvet Punch.
Boy, that thing's purple everywhere it goes, man.
Yeah, man.
How do you like it compared to outdoors?
It's got a lot different. I mean, where you have the control over it, it's got a lot different bud structure on it. It's a lot more dense semen. But yeah, and with work, I had to kind of do it when I had the chance. But this is at Santa Monica Gold. Look how is that foxtailing?
It looks like raw.
Well, some of them are just like that though.
Oh,
dude, I don't know.
I seen a big brown spot there in the middle of your butt for a second. I'm trying
right there.
Yeah, man. I was like, is that rot? Oh yeah.
No, that's the orange hairs. But yeah, it's like a bud, and then it grew like.
That's a strange structure, isn't it?
Did you ever see that before, Art Man?
No, I've never grown this though.
Oh,
it was from New Guy 420, I believe, was they specialize in land racing.
Oh man,
I don't know exactly. It's supposed to be a Colombian gold or something.
It has a really funky smell. Like it, very, very funky is the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that foxtail structure, man. I don't like that. I like the round golf ball butts, and I don't know why. Some people, I guess, if you're a hash maker, they love that. The more surface area you get with that,
Yeah, it'd be perfect for hash, absolutely.
Yeah, but when you're trying to trim that up and shit, and just working through that, it gets. I don't like that. I'm not dissing on your shit. I'm just saying that structure.
Oh no, this is the first time I've ever grown it. Now, because I was like, what is this? Because it's a nice little fat nug in there, and then it just started.
This is one reason why I lower my lights a little bit in flower, because when shit like that happens, I always feel like it could be a little bit light stress or something. I don't know why. I always lower my lights. I think HPS is what really got us scared. And so when we get late, we turn them down, and it's probably not necessary. I try to anyhow, depending on where I'm running. A lot of times I'll just run light the whole way through, but boy, that one right there in the front is quite beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. But I will say, I mean, those pots made a world of difference.
Are those
and you can see
pots?
I've been lagging, working 7 days a week. It's been rough.
Yeah, man.
7. Oh man.
Yeah, and your work's tough, man. Climbing up them towers.
I got laid off last week, so I got this week off.
You got laid off?
Yeah, the job came to an end, so I'm gonna take a week to myself and call and get another job next week.
Yeah.
That's the benefits of being union.
Right, oh yeah, man. Been there, man.
Call the hall after you get a week off,
Yeah, we had this week off anyway, and as you can see, I have some things to catch up on.
I'm surprised they still have a call-in feature, and it isn't all digital on the computer now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can, but I'm old
You've been
school.
calling in for so long, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And when you are working 7 days a week, it's tough. But you say those pots, man, they kind of helped you out, right?
Yeah, having a little reservoir. You draw a picture? I got the little one there helping me today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's back here swallowing.
That's cool.
Yeah, she said she wanted to come help grind deer meat. So.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome, man. My old man got skunked yesterday. He's got Scrubs. He's got a trail cam with big 10-point, like a 7-point or something on there. He's been watching for months and months. And boy, he went out yesterday and he saw 2 does all day. And he's private land he's hunting on, not his land, a buddy of his and shit. But I was like, son of a bitch, man. I was looking forward to getting a little meat for free.
Yeah, I've got some buddies that are coming to help do this, and they're getting part of it. I do it more for the experience anymore than anything.
What does it cost to get a deer cut and wrap these days? Is it over $100? You think, roughly?
Yeah, there's a local guy. I think it's like $150. You just drop it off, and he does everything. Wait, what's wrong, Natalie? All right. Well, come here. You gotta get your stuff.
They haven't seen you much, man. You've been working so much, so I know it means a lot to me. A couple minutes to stop.
Well, I've been lucky. I've landed a job that was 10 minutes from the house for 3 months, so it's been nice.
Yeah, especially 7 days a week. You don't want to be driving an hour away.
No, but well, I better hop out of here. I just wanted to stop in and show the end result.
All right, buddy. Cheers to you and your youngins, and congratulations on your harvest of that beautiful animal. And have fun today, man.
All right, man. I'll stay in chat and stuff, but we'll see y'all later.
All right, buddy.
Well, nice seeing you, man. Have a good one.
You too, man. Good luck with your pollen. Be careful.
Thank you. I will keep that in mind.
Hey, it's a scary thing doing the pollen. It depending on what your setup is. You know, if you have plants to be affected, ooh, that's scary shit.
Yeah, and it is. It's potent.
I am on the other end of the basement, so hopefully that helps. In a tent, so.
You know what I thought, Art, man? What was do the tent whenever you're later in flower. That way, if something would sneak out, you wouldn't have time to really affect you much anyhow. And hopefully in the transition, you know.
Okay. We are.
All right.
We'll see you all later.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye, sweetie. She's a cutie.
She's ready to grind her deer meat, huh?
I guess.
That's cool, man. Teaching the kids how to grow their own stuff, harvest their own food in multiple ways. That's pretty badass. What are we making now down here? Little is that the yogurt there, Us and I?
Yeah, I'm just sterilizing it at the moment with boiling water. Make sure it's all clean.
Yeah. Welcome to. There's 62 people here, man. That seems like a lot for our show. And now we can tell them welcome to Smart Poker's YouTube cooking channel with Us and I, and making some yogurt cultures. You know. My wife sends her love to everybody. She couldn't make it, and she said to tell you guys she missed you. She'll hopefully see you Wednesday. Yeah, hit the
we miss you, Crispy.
That's something I always forget to ask, man. That's if you hit.
We got 61. How many people? 61 people. We got how many likes?
I'm not sure.
28, 29. We're going up now. They're looking
29.
at it. I space it out all the time, you know. That's why I look for that.
Yeah.
Got me a doobie of the Flow OG from last December. I got like a joint or two left.
Oh yeah,
it was harvested last December, so
it's ready. Its shelf life has now came to a close, in my opinion. I think anything after a year they start changing. Sometimes not for the better, and then they get a weird color, and I just start thinking differently about them. And you know, I don't know what it is. There we go. L. salivarius and ruderi yogurt starter cultures. That's autoflower yogurt. Ruderi.
Ruderali.
Yeah. The Major General will be reaching up. He'll be saying hello, everybody, in a minute. Who's that autoflowers? Yeah, that's cool, Ice and I. Now, how much is that going to make?
1 liter or quart, I think you guys call it.
A quart, yeah. 1/4 of a gallon here, which is why it's a quarter or a quart.
Basically, how this is the finished product. Well,
Oh, you got a little. That's not unnatural. You can stir it up. That's all. Yeah, that looks nice, man. You put some berries or something on that.
I just put a bit of natural vanilla,
Yep.
which I'm also I'm making my own vanilla extract.
Hey, that shit's expensive. I was in the store the other day and I saw the one vanilla bean, and I thought it was a mistake. It was like in a jar, in a McCormick jar, one vanilla bean. It was like $19 or $10 or something. I can't remember. It was astronomical in my mind. And I'm thinking,
That's
that can't be
insane.
right. Yeah, it was just one of them beans, man. It blew my mind. I was like, this can't be right. How much is those right there?
They
That's
weren't
a personal question. I'm sorry, I couldn't ask you that.
they weren't actually that expensive. I don't think. I think they're $15 probably for about 10. So
Well, that's not bad.
yeah,
Somebody's got to let me know if I'm crazy, or was I seeing a typo in the store? Because there was more than one with just one big sprig inside the jar.
might be an import thing or an export sort of thing. Maybe it's because we're a little bit closer to where they're grown. You know, Madagascar. I don't know.
Is that where it grows? Isn't
There's
right?
there's different sorts from different areas, but the
We
ones
get ours
that
from
are
Mexico. Yeah.
most common.
We get bottles of extract from Mexico. Come up through Texas. They're very strong. Last a long time, but they're about $20 for it must be a liter.
Yeah, there's I was using something like that, a vanilla extract.
Yeah,
and
no, I got some of that.
That's about $10 in itself, and you know you can't really taste the vanilla that strong in it, so make your own.
I wasn't wrong. Brian 420 says $12 to $59 an ounce. We're growing the wrong shit, man. I need a vanilla tree. Bean.
The extract we use is really strong. I mean, it's really strong.
Maybe
I don't know what percentages, but
yeah, and I don't know, it's like the cost of living around here is pretty low actually compared to other parts of the country. So it's not like some weird thing where I live, you know. But I just thought that was odd. But this is cool, get to see that. Now I'm smoking this Northern Lights. You guys ever smoke Northern Lights?
I grew it.
Yeah, it's very. I'm like halfway through smoking it, and I'm just now seeing. It seems like it's very like it has a medicinal feeling to it. Like it's very calming and relaxing or something. For me, I don't know if you guys got that or not. But I've been noticing that. I think this might be a good nighttime strain for me.
I grew it in 92 or 3. And it was a whole different. I've not, yeah, way back. It's a whole different strain now. I've never seen anything that equaled what I had then.
That's 30 years ago. Oh, it's a really dank. It's a dank.
It is. It's a long time ago.
They're hard. They break up good. They breaks up into little round bracts real nice, and it rolls nicely. Like you can take a small bud and it doesn't crush down when you're rolling it. It'll, you know, it's one of those deals. And the smoke's real thick and shit. But one thing it doesn't have is a real strong smell, like say the Ghost Train Haze or some of the other strains we have right now. It's a very mild smelling. It's not unpleasant, just not overpowering. It's very, very mild. Smokes well and shit, but you know, I wish it had a little bit better taste to it.
And what's the bud structure, like bud to leaf ratio? Is it?
It was nice. It was pretty nice, man. That's what I said. I had the golf ball round buds that were like real hard and shit. It was easy to trim, very well built.
That's the thing. Sometimes you can just almost pluck it. You don't really need to trim it, you know. If
You're
it's
right.
a lot of bud to leaf ratio is high enough.
I've noticed that some plants you can grab the fan leaves, and if you pull down, they pop right off, you know, even if they look like they're not ready. Other ones will rip string after string after string. And I never really understood what that was because we don't do like flushes consistently and a bunch of other things. So I was thinking, you know, these plants are the same age. That could be a strain thing or whatever.
It is. I think it's a strain thing because it is a fiber plant. I mean, they used some types for ropes, so
Yeah.
it's not a stretch of the imagination, that's for sure. But yeah, my flow, that just pops right off.
I
Like you
know
said.
some plants when they get late, they're prone to abscission, where they just kind of gloss over that joint and the leaf falls off slowly, you know. And some of them, they look like they're as good as day one, and when you yank them down, they come right off. And it's like, man, it didn't lose any nutrients, it didn't senesce, it didn't do anything. I want to say hi to XYZ Vector jumping in here in the last half hour.
Hey guys, how you guys doing today?
Hey, Big A.
I'm hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. Murphy's
Oh,
out
yeah.
this week. We got you last week and it nailed me this week. So you know how it is. I mean,
Yeah, when it rains, it fucking pours. I'll say
does.
that.
It does. But you know what? It's been a nice getaway to come here and hang out with my friends, get to smoke some buds and relax.
Yeah, I've been listening in pretty much since the start of the show, but I've been busy working on a project out here. Since it's so nice and warm out here, or not warm, but temperate, I should say.
Right on.
So yeah, I try and get some shit done.
Yeah. Got to make hay while the sun's shining. That's for sure. It's always shining where you live, huh?
No, well, yeah, it's always shining every day almost, but it don't shine forever. I'll say that.
And some days are too hot. You said you don't even want to take your dogs out for walks or your cat outside or anything, whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to think about being outside when it's summer. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Right on. No, that's cool, man.
I knew carpenters in Arizona that said you couldn't leave your framing square on the ground; you'd burn it or burn you if you picked it up.
Yeah, you go pick it up and you're gonna get fried.
It'd be warped. No,
I'm
I'm just kidding.
I've never seen anything like that though. I'm glad I live here and not there.
You can cook an egg on the blacktop out there. It'll slowly turn white, man. It gets hot as balls.
So what are you working on? XYZ?
Oh, I'm working on a new fertigation system and controller. Try to make it smaller. So, yeah. Yeah, I gotta get it done by the end of the day today, so I can pack it up and take it with me.
So
you hear me?
Well, I heard it. Yeah, I had to, I was trying to cough, so I stepped away for a second. I'm sorry.
So yeah, just trying to finish that off. It's close. It's damn close. Doing a lot of plumbing.
I seen oh, I'm sorry, I forget. I had a squirrel.
Squirrel.
About.
I need a coffee.
I get distracted, man, because I'm trying to do the chat and everything all at once.
You're home, eh? XY.
What?
You're home?
Yeah, I'm at home.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of upset. So I went to go dry and cure my plants, and my damn Anintral clone fucked up. What you get when you build something. It screwed up. It decided it wanted to heat. The temperature sensor stopped working. So yeah, it wanted to cook my plants, not cure them and dry them. So I cured them in my tent or dried them in my tent. They're curing in jars now, but I think I got to them too late because I had some on my colas of my Amiaces. I had some powdery mildew.
Oh
no, no!
Like, sorry, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
if
sorry,
I had
man.
Before I put it in the dry or after, but I was keeping it damn dry in that tent. I had it down to like 40% humidity. But those Amies were just so tightly packed. It's whenever I get flour that's too tightly packed, it gets mildew no matter what. And it gets too damn warm to really dry it out here. The problem is like at night I was able to keep it like mid 60s, but during the day it was jacking up to like 75, and having that 60% humidity with that high of a temperature, it just kills it. That is like prime time. And I don't know, we got some super molds out here because it don't take much.
That
They're
sucks.
adapted for this desert, but yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I'll trim it up, trim out the shit, and make edibles with it or something. So it's not a total loss, but I mean,
No.
I still got like 8 full jars that were good. So I
Oh
can't
shit.
bitch too much.
That's
No, that ain't. That'll be okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cry. And then the purple Urkel, man, that stuff is so frosty. It's probably my best grown plant ever.
It
And what's
had rails
crazy?
all up and down the leaves, man. I could see that.
Oh yeah, and yeah. After drying them up, yeah, that shit, and it's nice. It's an uplifting high. I like that. I like
Shit's
that
all
high.
over your fingers, man.
Oh yeah, well, we trimmed the last of it last night. Dry trimmed it before we threw them in the jars, and yeah, it was a sticky mess. Scissors just clogging up like there's no tomorrow.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking scissor hash.
Yeah. And that's part of being on the road again, everywhere you go, man.
Yeah.
You're not there at the house to maybe clear out some of them leaves. It could be, free up some airflow or reduce your humidity so that therefore you're not trying to adjust your climate and play catch up, all the time.
See, you just gonna tease us with one line from that song or what?
On the road again.
Yeah, one line.
There you go. There you go. I did backup on it.
I'm only good for one line, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't want to hear the rest of it. I don't even remember the
Oh,
rest.
right. You got to pay for it. Right.
Yeah.
That too.
Mhm. Yeah, you're not on the Patreon channel. You're on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm sorry to hear about all your issues with your hand and wrist, dude. That sucks.
Yeah, man, it was the craziest thing. I split in a piece of locust. I had gone through some already. I don't even know what happened, man. I ended up shearing off right down the side and splitting like a toothpick right down off the edge, pretty much all apart. Bounced off of the log underneath, and I ended up stuck into the grass right beside it. No big deal. But when I come back up to reset, my thumb was hurting like hell. I'm thinking, what did I do? Like I never like
get one
the
of
axe and everything. I don't know. I wish I'd have had it in video so I could slow it down and see what happened to my hand. I don't know if my thumb popped or something, but yeah, man, it's right where I had wrist surgery like 2 years ago. I had to have a tendon put back together and shit, and I had to go through 6 months of therapy and all that shit. And I never did get the proper use of that thumb back. I have nowhere near the dexterity that I once had, And
my left pinky, I cut my finger on some glass really bad, chopped the tendon in it, and now I look like Dr. Goldfinger or member or whatever, like trying to pick up a glass, all snobbish, fucked up. I can't bend it. I can't bend it in the middle. I can only bend it upward at where it joins the hand. That sucks.
My tendons are tough, man. Took me 5 months to get over that stupid tendon this year.
Yep.
I couldn't paint for 5 months.
Yeah, a lot of work getting back to good too, right?
Yep, I'm good though. I'm good. It will never be the same though. You're right.
Nah, I have
no, it never is.
Because that was always the thing. They wanted me to be able to touch every finger to my thumb. And as easy as that is for like my one hand, it was never cut. The other hand, my thumb just don't work right. And what's killing me now is to bend at the knuckle right there, man. Anything, if I try to bend the knuckle on my thumb, it pulls that big tendon up over the back of your thumb there. And that's where it's all swelled up down through there. I just hope it doesn't change colors. I still got 5 days until my insurance kicks in, man.
Ice. Put some ice on it, man. Put some
ice on it. And it's crazy, man. We were talking about this, and I usually don't do that, but it's crazy to what they really charge you, like $1,100 a month for 2 people to have insurance in America. I know we got a lot of Canadian friends and shit. That's what it costs, man, to have.
Yeah, it's not cheap, man. Especially when,
and that's an upgrade from what I had. That's why I don't have insurance right now. I had to upgrade, man.
you got the upgrade, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's expensive.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It'll keep you up at night.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm thinking, damn, I'm always trying to be careful of what I do so I don't get hurt and shit. It's a shitty thing, you know. I want to go down like I was when I was 18, grab onto the rope at the river, out in and go swimming, jump off the trestle and stuff. And I'm thinking, hell no, my insurance don't cover that, you know. I'm thinking, you turned old, dude. You got old.
Hey, the older you get, the easier it is to hurt yourself. You can, you know,
That's
you're not as flexible. You just aren't.
No,
Unless you do
react.
yoga or something like that. I suppose that would help, which I
Isn't it?
don't do.
It's frustrating getting old, man, because things you once did really easy now seem to be a lot more laborious. And look at Iceni over there. He's got his look at that. Oh, stretch it out. The yoga master over there.
There we go.
I don't know.
It helps.
I don't struggle with the flexibility. I have as part of my genetic condition that I talk about sometimes is
Yeah.
I have this
Yeah, I could never do that. That would probably pop my Achilles tendon out.
hypermobility, they call it. But
Oh, that is a good sound right there.
Yep.
I think it's a little bit too loud though for a pump.
Yeah. What's that cup saying? This is my what?
This is my happy face.
Oh.
So depending on my mood, my family gets to know, and this is Mr. Grumpy. So depending on what way my cup's facing,
they know what mood Pap's in the morning. That's gold, man. I used to have that when I was a kid. It's like wearing a sign around your neck.
Warning.
Warning. Hey, I always think of Kevin on The Office, man. That's what he said. They told him, watch out for the dude to come while I do this. And he just started yelling, warning. Oh, it's hilarious. You guys have to Google that. But yeah, that's a great cup, man. You just turn it around in the morning and they leave you alone, man. And if you had your wake and bake, you spin it around.
Yeah, I've got another classic one here.
Hey, Cake in the Cup said, Iceni has gained the necessary flexibility to kiss his own ass. Dude, that is
damn.
I have, you know, I have got a back I can fold in half. So look out. This cup says, I didn't say it was your fault. I said I was going to blame you.
Oh, nice. What's this one? Debugging. Being a detective in the crime movie where you are also the murderer. Debugging. I don't get it.
Oh, it's the truth, though. It's crazy. So when you design something, I've been fighting with this all weekend. You design something and you're like, okay, I did it like this. And then you come back to, you know, make the program work. You'll struggle with it for a while. Like, oh crap, I did this differently, or I didn't quite do this, or I changed this. And you forget you do it. There's so many details in it that you end up having to like reverse it and figure out what the hell did I do wrong here.
Before you know it, you're all spun backwards. I get it.
Yeah. Well, for example, on this device I'm building, it has a bunch of relays that you turn on and off for, you know, different things. Anyways, I wired in the prints, I wired it up this one way. In the program, I programmed it exactly opposite. It took me 2 hours to figure out I made that I did that. 2 hours, I was pulling my hair out, like, what the hell is going on? And I did it all myself. I mean, there's nobody else to blame but me. But yeah, that's what it is, debugging.
Oh my, that's tough, man.
Oh yeah, and you start off, you doubt yourself. You're like, well, did I electrically design this right? I mean, this should be turning on. It's not. And then you'll notice something, or you'll start playing with it and, you know, try to manipulate the circuit, or, you know, manually make it do something. And then you'll notice something and it's like, oh, I did that.
That's tough, man. When you waste your time, and your time is very valuable, right? That's one of the most valuable.
You can't make more.
You know?
And you can't buy more either.
No, you can't, man. It's our most
Yeah.
precious commodity. Well, our health too, and they kind of go together. Longevity, from being healthy. So I guess one begets the other. But yeah, the dog pounds in the chat there says they won my herbs now dryer and been working pretty great. I love it so much. Less stress here in no humidity land. I could just throw that thing in a bath or anywhere. So convenient. That's pretty cool. I'm hearing a lot of good reviews about that. It's about $200, and it seems like a good go-to for people who maybe don't want a Canatrol, can't afford one, or don't, if you're having problems. Some people don't have any problems. They've been drying and curing the same way for 20 years, and they have a system that works perfect. They have it all figured out for their climate, and that's great.
Doesn't the seed person have one of those?
He has one, yeah. Jack Greenstock has one. Eagle Gardens has one.
He says he likes it, so
yeah, I think
cool.
Doesn't my Scrubs and Shrubs have one too? I know he has a Canatrol, but I thought he had both. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I must be blessed with my curing environment because I just use a washing line across my bedroom, and I just make sure it's dark and cold. I don't really care too much about the temperature and the humidity. And normally it takes about 10 days to 14 days. So I know it's about right, and I know the colder I have it and the longer it is. So even if it is, 10 degrees in that room, as long as I've got a little bit of air, so like a fan in the corner of the room, not blowing at it, but just circulating the air in the room, just cold and dark works really well.
You're lucky that you have it where you don't have to worry about it. I have an Inkbird controlling my humidity. I really can't control the temperature, but the Inkbird does. I got a humidifier and a dehumidifier with a fan not pointing on the buds away from you, but you got to have circulation.
Yeah. Like our friend Puffy Grows, he had a box that he built, and he had it temperature controlled and had exhaust on it and stuff. It was just a little 4x4 area made out of a plywood box, with some 2x4s and shit. It was pretty cool actually. And he was doing pretty good with it. And then he ended up getting the Canatrol, and he said it was just a little bit easier, a little bit more convenient, took up less space than what he really needed from before. And I don't know, it seems like some people can use it, some people can't. And I know like XYZ's in the desert, so it's dry there. Like here in Pittsburgh, we get a lot of we'll start the day off really cold. I'll be leaving for work or something that's really cold. By the time I get home, it's warmed up to 65 degrees and it rained, and now it's really humid. And I come in and all the buds that's been drying for days are now wet because they were in a closet. Now, you try your best to do some climate control, but if without automation, you kind of have to set it for where you're at or what your expectation is. And that's not always easy. So sometimes we would nail it nicely and sometimes we wouldn't. And it was like, damn, I really can't have this. Sometimes we wouldn't because that can really put a damper
Or
on
cost you.
Yeah. It's
It'll cost you a lot.
How can I prevent
harvest.
Exactly. And I figured, how can I prevent this from happening? And like you're looking for that finality. What can I do to take all that shit out of the equation at one time? And for us, it was the Canatrol. For some people, they like the Myers Knowledge Iron. Some folks have it down perfect for their climate. If you lived in like the great north of Canada, you probably are pretty good just putting, you're pretty consistent with cool temps most of the year and shit. But you know how that goes.
Well, my next thing I'm getting for my tent is I'm building me an AC that just for the tent that can get it down to 60 and hold it at 60 and control the humidity in there, dehumidify or humidify and all that crap. I'm sick of this shit.
That's great.
And my clone Canatrol device, it worked, but it's just so damn small. You can only carry 2.2 pounds on the thing, and it sucks. I don't like that. I like to chop my whole thing down because I don't get much time to do it. Like
Yep.
come in, chop, hang, wet trim, hang, call it a day. That's what I need.
Yep. Well, I've had mine pretty. I had like man. We'll have to go back and look for these pictures. But I don't know if I've had mine overloaded. I'm not saying I'd recommend it. I think there's many ways you can suffer from doing that. It stays wetter too long. Maybe you have to mess with the adjustments a little bit, and that can really, you can cause ice inside of them and everything by overloading them.
Yeah, they will ice up.
It'll ice up the coolers in the back, and then the fans stop working because they get locked in the ice.
Yep.
Slow moving,
I didn't quite have that problem because mine used a different. Well, it used the same Peltier to cool, but it also had a heater in it, so I was able. Well, I had a heater, two heaters, two coolers. So if one of them started to ice up, it sensed it. It would actually turn it on to heat and melt the ice off. So,
well, I guess now they have a sensor going to them to where if they get cold, it does heat up or something, because that was like the old models or something. But I don't know exactly how the system works. I was wondering, like, how's that shit freezing? But then I get the cooling effect and how it can kind of freeze on that metal, even when it's kind of warm in the box, and it makes
the
evaporated.
As long as it gets under 32 degrees, that little chiller, that heat sink, it will freeze. It will ice up.
Yeah, when you're dumping all that water through there. So it's definitely, I've had it overloaded, and I tell you what, that's the reason why we have a couple of them, because it's nice to be able to not overload them and not worry about it. But it's not an option for a lot of people,
No, they're expensive.
Yeah, very much so. But it's nice to see that some people are finding a way around things without having to take a second mortgage, And I like the DIYs. I've seen a lot of people have successful cabinets and shit for drying in, and I can't remember. There used to be the one guy had a really cool cabinet for drying in. Man, it didn't even look like a dry cabinet. It's sealed up really tight. I can't remember who the hell that was, but it was sweet, man. And I was thinking, and it was a little bit bigger than a can straw, and you could hang your shit in there and close it up. Had the air coming out the back and shit, and for his climate, it was perfect. Like a cedar box or something. She was cool.
I built one out of plywood.
Yeah,
I had put a computer fan on the top. Had a vent. Actually, the thing that my veg is sitting on, all that plywood was part of that drying cabinet. So reused it all. It was too small.
Yeah, that's the thing. Too small. I need something bigger. Well, I'm gonna fire up. I've kind of parked my system till the end of the year, but on New Year's, I'm gonna fire up 2 tents, I think.
I think I'll be right there with you, man. I'm thinking this tent will right here, and the other one will both be getting a New Year's. The other one will be harvesting either for probably between Christmas and New Year's, somewhere around there. If nothing, it might go a week over, but I could still have them started, It'll be the same.
Yeah. I wonder what's going on with your plants, though. The ones
Can't figure it out, man. If you guys were here at the beginning, I'm sure I know you was. But I'm talking to anybody else. They would have got the rundown. I can't figure it out, man. And like I said, we've gone over it, through it, and yeah, I mean, you can go look at our journals and shit. We've had years where they just one after another fired off with no issues, man. And then I don't know if it's just cocoa or what, man. It's just
like, what was the final things? It was either the cocoa, or the
water.
temperature of the water.
No, it wasn't.
Or maybe
I think maybe they might have had. I don't know. Right. That we brainstormed through was what could have changed with our water, more chlorine or something in our tap water. But it also makes me wonder why some strains, one plant will do good and one won't.
Right.
I feel like it's the cocoa, man, just based on what I'm seeing in a lot of this shit. So the only way we're going to know is to start over with a new cocoa, and this is why we do it live, man. I mean, it sucks. Who wants to come up and do that, and have like 2 shitty runs right in a row, back to back, and then just struggle figuring it out. All the measurements that I can take say we shouldn't be having these problems, you know? So it's some unforeseen bullshit. And when my one roots were smelling nasty, and I'm thinking that it's gotta be like the shitty little cocoa particles that are like sand, man. They just hold water, no air, and they would drown your shit out, you know? Regardless, they take too long to dry back. And if you keep watering, it seems to get worse sometimes. Then you'll have a plant like that one in the back that does great. So what happened there? Did it get like the more loamier part of that cocoa? Is that the one I potted up first and the other shit came from the bottom of the tote or the floating top, you know? We're going to try because the cocoa that we have is supposed to be specifically geared towards this, you know? And so there's only one way to find out XYs. That's to remove those variables from the equation and see if we continue to see the problem, right?
Yeah.
Were most of them in the front? Were the bad ones, or was it spread throughout? I can't remember.
It's spread throughout. That's just kind of how I put
Okay.
them in there based on the ones that need more attention versus the ones that don't, you know?
Oh, gotcha.
Easier to reach.
I was thinking environment. Now you did start up your wood stove too. I wonder if that would have anything to do with it at all.
We was talking about that.
Yeah. So that's the three variables you got.
One thing,
So
yeah, you're right. And here's like our buffer against that being a heavy one on my head is that the vents, the cold air return and the heat duct are both plugged up and shut with the flue. And they also are in my dovies, I haven't noticed any major swings out of the ordinary from where the wood burner is on the first and down the basement up to this third floor room with the doors shut on the way up and all that stuff, you know. It does seem to radiate heat a lot of the house, but it hasn't changed much in that room. I've still been running my dehumidifier and I run my heater for this tent when the other tent's off because only one light isn't enough to get it up to above like 80 degrees, you know? So
you had mentioned creosote. That's a different, that was a different issue, but you said something about creosote. So
my damn chimney, man. I smelled it, you know, and then so I took the pipes off and was getting in there and pulled out a bird's nest with an egg in it. And I'm thinking,
but could that
now's not the time of year for that.
Related to it? Yeah, but could it be related to your plants? That's why I say.
Yeah, well, you're right. I'm wondering if that could have been, I'm not sure, man. It's
I don't know.
And I always wonder, like, why does a couple of them seem to do real good, and a couple of them don't? And it's like, I just haven't had this issue before, not this consistent, and it really fucks with you, man. And we're gonna figure it out. And when we do, we'll be so breathing a sigh of relief and be able to hopefully pinpoint what it is, because at this point, if I change cocoa and everything starts firing on all cylinders again, I'm going to pretty much have it in my mind figured out,
Sure. That's the most obvious thing. That's the first number one thing, right? So
in my mind, and I think that I'm going to try to use maybe even some bottled water just for the first little bit. And I don't water too much, so it's not going to be that detrimental, but just to make sure, and then switch maybe back to my tap and see if something changes, or something like that. So we'll have to see what's feasible in that water aspect. But I think my first line of attack is going to be to get the new cocoa buffered, rinsed really well, and get it on the ready, and keep moving forward, man. And some of the reason I mentioned all that other shit, Art, man, was just about like, I don't have the time right now to have totes of fucking cocoa floating in my kitchen for 2 days, and my hands all swelled up and all, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm really in a situation here where I'm feeling a little bit sorry for myself, and I wanted to bitch. Maybe let's just be honest and say that.
Hey, I was there this year. I couldn't use my right hand. I'm right-handed. How hard is that to do? You can't scrub a pot or a tray or add nutrients, or you can't do shit. I know. I'm with you, man. I feel for you, buddy.
It's really, I'm thinking, damn, I don't have the time right now to be doing what I need to do. And it's just very frustrating. I'm glad the 110's like coming up on 4.5, 5 weeks of flower, and it's just cruising along pretty much on its own accord, everything's done growing except for the buds, all that shit. So, but I agree with Rocinante. I've been saying that all along for the last 2 runs with this cocoa, is that it's a root issue, and I believe that's what it stems from. I've literally stayed awake at night, Rock, and thought about everything that it could be from, and we've changed nothing. We've changed no lighting, none of my temperature swings have been extra crazy, or humidity swings haven't been extra crazy. You know, they're not ideal, but it's nothing that's been any sort of a problem before to have this happen. And so anyhow, my point is I went through all the very simple things, pH pen being off, other things, and I'm seeing one strain do great and one right beside it do not so great. And all parameters are the same. And so I just think something's up with my cocoa. It's fucking my roots up, man. And I don't know if he was here earlier, but the one Ghost Train Haze in the front left there, it had a stinky, shitty smell. And I tried to give it a little bit of hot H2O to it. I'm thinking, what is going on here, man? I'm not mixing nutrients any different. There's no change in variables, which this is what drives me insane, because I don't mind it happening. It's just not knowing why and what to fix is what bothers me. I don't mind working through issues and shit. It's just that I'll be damned. I do get frustrated, a little bit of a control freak. That's why I grow the way that I grow, because I want to have control of all that shit. And when it doesn't go down, and you go over it with all your mentors and the people you respect, and just taking advice from pretty much, or not advice, but input, because who knows what somebody could come out of the blue and say, check this, and you do, and it's all out of whack. And I'm thinking, dude, I totally missed that. It come from and so I'm not too proud to take criticism or whatever from anyone. That's why I come on this show every week and show when they're good, we're loving it. When they're bad, we try to deal with it, so that's where we stand. I appreciate everybody being supportive, whatever, however you want to look at it. Let me talk through that and shit, and trying to help us,
Oh yeah, you guys helped me a lot when I was going through my whole bug thing. Jeez, I appreciated it. So
yeah, man. And I want to get back to making some good medicine and not having to worry about one thing or the other. So we're going to get a switch up here and see what happens and get back on the good side. So we're running down to our last few minutes real quick. I see I've been digging around, showing some avocados and shit. Let's start our shout outs here directly. Our Smiley's Garden, Ross and Ante, and some other folks. Appreciate everybody coming by the show and interjecting into the chat, some good stuff, and always having a good good input, man, positive input. I had Spartan here earlier, the American one, all of our friends, there's 2 cents, Mr. Greenfingers, Claude, Galaxy, Bonsai. We see a lot of these same people every week, and the same people on the panel here. Again, my wife couldn't be here this week. She sends her love, says she misses everyone. She hopes to see you all Wednesday, and I'm sure we'll be able to catch up on everything. But we can go ahead and
Well,
start.
I'll try to drag a doctor in because we'll be out in Las Vegas on Wednesday. So
yeah, stop by.
Excellent. Put his brain on it, no doubt.
Well, you can
we'll probably come up with the same thing. Something's going on with the roots. You probably waterlogged and you need different cocoa.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it just comes down to the obvious at a certain point. So we're going to do that and see what happens. But yeah, you're going to be at MJ BizCon, so you can go to something cool and jump on and show it to us on there. We can we'll be the talk of the town for the walkthrough of MJ BizCon. Which, isn't that more of like, that's more of like for salespeople, huh? That's not so much for the average smoker, huh?
No, I don't think it is. I think there's some sections though that got stuff like that, but I think it's
if I was close, I would go. But it's something I would pilgrimage for.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
You're right down the road, so that'll be cool. I hope you enjoy yourself and stop by if you get a chance, man, even just to say hi.
Yep. Oh, I'll try.
Right on, XY. Hey, you want to go first and give your goodbyes? We can chat.
Yeah, I'm XYZ Vector. You can find me at Cocoa for Cannabis. Smot, thanks for hosting once again every weekend and every Wednesday. I enjoy the show. It's one of the few times that I will try to make time to do something regularly. Anyways, thank you guys and everybody in chat. Have a good weekend, and I hope you had a very good Thanksgiving.
Right on, man. Appreciate it, XY. I seen you're muted, man. You can go next if you want.
Yeah, cheers everyone. It's been a pleasure as usual. You know, I've enjoyed spending the Sunday afternoon with you all. Look forward to catching up on the next one.
Right on, brother. Always a fun time looking at the garden, seeing all the cool stuff, and making yogurt today. That was cool, and it's fun getting into some of those topics that are a little bit off growing, but still kind of cool when it comes to cultivating the good probiotics and shit.
Well, I don't think it's off growing because it's in line with the organic because I do use it. Like,
yeah, it's no different than growing tomatoes that you eat. I guess you're right. You just kind of, yeah, you're right.
No, I use it in my soil, and you know I feed it to my plants. So
that's pretty cool. Something you can eat, and you feed it to your plant.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, man, that's not very many things that you can do that with. Coconut water. Right on, I see. We appreciate it, man. You want to tell us anything else for your goodbye?
No, you're all right. I'm good. Just catch everyone later on the growing with the homies or the cheap homegrown show.
Yeah, you get it.
Whatever that is.
Jack,
I'll get a notification and I'll be there.
I know we didn't get to post any links. My wonderful wife's always taking care of that, and she wasn't here. But yeah, we'll see it with it's the cheap home growing with my fellow growers.
Yeah, that's the one.
Green Stalk, American One, Doc, and Spartan, all those friendly faces stop by. And so there's other people that come in too. Maybe not as every single time, but man, it's a nice mix of people there. It's like they're all a lot of times they'll show up and they seem like they have very specified things. Like you have Matthew Gates with his bugs, you know, and you have like Doc with his cocoa and his lighting, and then you have, you know, Jack is Mr. Strain. He has the 50 strains book. He knows that guy could find you any strain in the world, I swear. And it's just cool because you put them all together, man, they can really field a wide array of questions and really touch on a lot of topics, and it makes for a wonderful time. We've been going there for years, and it messes me up when I miss that show. So I hope everybody goes, and we'll see you there too. I'm sure we'll see Art Man there, huh?
Oh yeah.
You can go next if you want, man.
Okay. Well, we miss Crispy. It's not the same without her. So you tell her that.
Yeah.
And I'm Artman 2Ns 420 _ at Instagram. Come on over. I'm starting a new painting tonight. So check it out. And I'm at Cocoa for Cannabis too. So swing over there and say hi. And we'll be checking you out, Smart. And I hope everything goes a little better for you this week.
Appreciate it, man. We're gonna chip away at it. All you can do is make it right and do what you got to do, right? That's all we can do. But I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, cheers to the chat. They always have a good interjection, man, and they bring up good points and always have a positive influence on the show. We appreciate that. I'm a chatter at heart. The shows wouldn't be shit without chat, really, you know. And I know some people aren't inclined to come on, but we appreciate you hanging out, talking, and you know, helping us through understanding and spreading the grower love and the knowledge. So we'll see you guys Wednesday. It's been fun, and